So let's just reset or something.
Ready? Okay, we welcome all of you to the Hermosa Town Board regular meeting Tuesday, February 1st, 2022 at 6 p.m. Roll call. Flug is absent. Hendrickson is absent. Holsworth is here. King?
Present.
Schumacher.
Here.
Acknowledgement of all the other attendees. We appreciate Mr. McGraw, Mr. Ferguson, the people in the audience, Mitch, Gail, Leah, for being here tonight. Please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Call for changes. Anything from you, Gail?
No.
Mitch?
Motion to accept as presented.
Mr. King makes the motion.
Second.
Schumacher seconds the motion. If no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Consent calendar approval of the January 18th, 2022 regular meeting and January 25th, 2022 regular meeting minutes.
Make that motion.
Schumacher makes the motion to approve both.
Second.
Second by Mr. King. Further discussion. There being no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Claims, review of payroll on claims.
President Halsworth,
Yes.
I need to amend the claims by decreasing 3437. Fastenal was paid in January. In January, second payment claims.
So we'll just remove that one only. Everything else is okay.
Yes.
Anything further from the board? If not, motion to approve is amended.
So moved.
Mr. King makes that motion, second by Schumacher.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Law enforcement abatement complaints. We're glad to see Mr. McGraw here tonight. Committee report. Any report at all of anything?
Well, we sent over our monthly call log. I think there were 69 calls for service. And call for service is just what it is. It's just something that we create or we get sent to. School patrol, extra patrol, any of the other items.
Did you receive that?
I didn't receive that one yet, Jeff.
Yeah, she sent. I'll send it right to you. Because she sent it to me and you and Marty.
If I did, I missed it. Watch that water.
Right there.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's brand new.
So
Yeah.
it'll be the brand new one.
Okay.
Did you get it? 'Cause I can resend it to you.
I don't remember seeing that. I really don't,
Okay.
but it wouldn't have been in the pack. I would have had it out here on the table.
Okay. The other question about the, I guess it wasn't really a question, it was about the call logs and the information that's in the logs.
Right.
We submit to you guys exactly what we submit to Custer, and we don't include names and details for reasons, legal reasons, and there may be someone that was a victim or a suspect that turns into a victim, and then there's a mercy protection, and we can't give the name and the address and all the stuff that happens. So we leave it with the title, the date and time, and just what it was, disturbance, warrant arrest, traffic stop. That's why we do that right there. Anytime any of you guys would want to request more information, the CFS number right there is all you need to give to one of us.
For the activity log
the-
or the dispatch log.
Yes, sir, yeah. And that basically is the dispatch log. The log itself, they have a log for every call for service. So every call has a log of its own for everything that happened in that
Right.
call. And then every call for service is its own log. And that's why we decided to do that with the least amount, so we ain't gonna worry about redacting anything or covering anything up. We give you exactly what happened without the details in it.
And that's what we need, is all.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason that a lot of the other stuff is not, there's nothing juicy in there. You're never gonna see that right there
That's
from
right.
that. But you can always request the actual report too.
Right.
But we wouldn't want to give that just out for everybody to see, just in case something come up. And Marty told me to mention the Marcy's Law, and if someone turned from a suspect to a victim, and that's happened before, or a victim to a, hospital, HIPAA violations and stuff, it's the same thing. And the other deal that you asked about was the, what do you
It's
call it?
called FirstNet.
FirstNet.
And I actually have that down in my report, but I asked Lieutenant McGraw to report on it for me.
What FirstNet is, there's two different kinds. FirstNet is an AT&T service, and we use the Verizon version of it because Verizon has better coverage where we are over there. Our office is located right in the hills, and all our deputies are, over there. Plus Verizon works over here also. AT&T works over here, but doesn't work over there as well. The price is right around this, there's not a lot of difference in the price. So that's why, it's a good service and we use it. It just basically you can page out different groups of people for different things. You could have Fairburn Fire on one big group and you just hit a button and their phones go off. You see what I'm saying? And that's what the service is for and about. So, but that's AT&T's version of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you guys would ever use it for
That's what I was wondering. That I kind
because
of,
of the numbers that you already. I suppose if you guys were all on it and you guys wanted information given to you guys, at one time, it'd be interesting to have it like that for just the members here. But as far as law enforcement goes, we already have it.
that's what he's a pretty good salesman.
Yes, oh, they all are, yeah.
Who inquired?
His name is Mike, and he's from FirstNet. He's a salesperson for FirstNet, and I can't imagine that it would pay for just to have the board of.
No.
I almost said board of regents, but board of trustees on.
You can do the same thing in an email and,
Yeah.
But I told him that I would bring it up. He's called me several times, and so I just wanted to have it for record that we discussed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would work over here because it's flatter over here for you guys in the town of Hermosa, but so would Verizon. So
But in your opinion, it's not something that,
it's good, but do you need it? You guys would have to decide if you actually needed it or not. And I don't know what the
If
cost
we'd
would
have
be
had
for-
still our own law enforcement over here like we had with Daggett and Brad.
And
then
with
it
two
would-
guys, let's say you had three guys, I don't think, but a lot of these are used for actual fire guys, which you guys don't control. They
Right.
get dispatched out of Rapids, so you don't have to worry about it.
Mhm.
It's already being done. I'd say your money. I'm not,
yeah, it's kind of what I thought too, but like I said, I told him that I'd put it on the agenda and it's,
Yep.
maybe one of those guys can come here and explain how they could benefit more than, my little spiel, but that's how we use it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't have anything more, unless you guys have some questions about anything. But anytime you want information on a call, you can call over and talk to me or Marty or Steve. And just in that list that we give you. And I'll forward that to you again, Gail.
Okay,
And that, you just provide us with the number, and we'll give it to you, if we can,
Yep,
so.
yes.
The 69 call outs or whatever, is that in 2 weeks, 1 week, a month?
Be 1 month,
Let's see here.
because you pretty much do
It
your
started
month.
on the 1st of January, and the last call for service was the 31st of January.
Thank you.
Nice quiet neighborhood over here.
It actually is. A lot of these right here are civil papers. I mean, we're, traffic stops. I mean, there's another one I just stopped someone over here a while ago. I mean, that'll be a call for service generated here. But there's very few that I would call anything that would concern you guys. But so let me send it to Gail real quick so you guys, maybe you can print it off or something so you can give it to them to look at and still
Before you-
discuss today, but.
We're good.
okay.
Okay, anything further for law enforcement? Okay, and the only thing I had was a follow-up on the semi, and I talked to them people and explained to them that you guys had applied that plug-in deal for your heater and the truck don't run other than in the mornings, and to find out when this was pertaining to. And she, I think, was at a point where she thought it was an all-night run, and I said, no such thing. I said, the only time you guys are doing anything is starting it in the morning before you take off.
Well, and even that night when I left the board, I actually went down there and it's not our truck that's running, it's Jean's truck that's running.
See, and I asked that, if it was the other
I
location.
showed Gail up,
So I said, if it occurs again, let us know, you
but
know?
he's also in a commercial zone,
Right.
so I'm not really sure. And Hermosa does not have an ordinance that covers noise down there.
Well, and I explained to her that they were commercially zoned.
Okay.
She's just living in the wrong area, unfortunately, yeah.
Well, and I said, if it's an occurrence that happens again, I said, bring it to our attention, but I said, at this point, they're legal on everything they're doing. So I said, we're good. So she understood and left it lay at that, so that's just the only follow-up we had on that. Any other abatements from the board? If not, we'll move into legal. Anything from legal?
I still haven't heard back from Pennington County on that territorial agreement.
Okay,
And anything else was be on the agenda.
okay. We appreciate that we'll have an executive at the very end of the meeting on some stuff Gail has, so we'll appreciate your attendance and then some stuff for the engineer, so. Item 7 is engineer.
Okay, item A on there is the water rehab project, the WRT. We are waiting on water test results that have been submitted. And then, we're on the schedule or on the agenda for the February 9th Custer County meeting to talk about funding, options through the county on that project. Item B, the North 2nd Street box replacement guardrail. I don't have an update on that.
And the only thing is, when I talked to Zocker the last time, that he has ordered Hilt to do the guardrail up by the school and then do the guardrail down here. Schedule wasn't sure,
Okay.
so.
Item C is the Lone Coyote subdivision preliminary plat application. I've requested the revised plans from Renner. I'm just waiting on those to come in because they had some changes that John had mentioned in the
Yeah.
construction plans. So I'm just waiting on those from Renner. Hermosa sidewalk project, that's in the DOT's hands. No updates other than the bid letting is set for March 16th.
March what?
16th.
Okay.
Out of that last email. The sewer project, the lagoon expansion, is just pending with no updates tonight. Item F, the town of Hermosa water and sewer extension project. There will be a change order 1 coming. It involves the Dollar General area and the rerouting or options there for the extension from existing. We did talk to RCS, and before we can finalize any plans, we have to pothole the Southern Black Hills water main to be able to cross it, so that we can finalize the designs and pass
What does
them along.
pothole mean?
Oh,
Located.
yeah, dig a hole, pothole, dig a hole down to the utility, so that you know where it's located
Dig
elevation
beside the
wise.
water line to find the depth.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's a term.
Never heard of that.
Yeah. So we're gonna pothole today. Just with the weather, the machine froze up on them, so they're gonna plan for that on Thursday. And then from there, we'll go further with the revisions or options for change order. So item G, the water and sewer facilities plans, those were submitted with the funding applications to DANR. Item H, Hermosa Hills drainage. I haven't received any updates on the plan of attack for anything there.
The only thing I talked to Roy at the drive-in.
Okay.
He is not willing to sell any property. And so it's a situation on that where I called Mr. Preston back and told him to get with Mr. Poulos, let him know that he will not be willing to do that. So they're probably going to need to just look at extending to the west, unless they're gonna do them 2 lots out front and move from there. So I said, it's unfortunate, and then what we're going to need to do is put a plan together for the theater, that they have to bring that sewer line out to the front where the main line runs across, and give him a timeline to be done with that. So that will probably be something that it's gonna cross the majority of private property. We're gonna wanna enter and talk to him, and I don't know if he talked to Mr. Ferguson anymore. I told him to call you, see if you still had availability and were interested in doing it. And if so, put a plan together and get it back to us. So if you need Roy's number, just let us know. Has he called you?
No.
So it'd be good if you get his number and call him. Are you interested in doing it?
I have to look at it again. I hadn't looked at it once before to see what the elevations were and see what it was gonna take to get it on and that stuff, so that information's got some age on it, so
Right.
revisit it and see what needs to be done. But I'll give him an answer right away. I mean,
Yep, if you can, and then that'll get us a plan of action of where it's going, whether he needs to find another contractor or not. So I explained to him that that was gonna be his option, that he was gonna have to dig down to the main. Now that they're not gonna come across, they said they could go west into Negebauer's and continue that whole development in the L shape and only come back to that for a single row of homes by the very end. So I said it's just not gonna be an option.
That's the sewer manhole there, so he's gonna come out and over to it.
That would be an option, one of the options, unless he, cause that sewer line, I thought ran along 79 there, behind
It comes across right here.
behind the antique mall, yeah. So he's gonna have to punch out somewhere there to come into it.
Well, cause this is one of the lots
Yep,
here, the 2 commercial lots.
yep.
So to get out to here, to gain access to it.
And I don't know that we're gonna want a service line, I don't know. That'll be something they'll have to decide.
I've shot that and it's gonna have to be pumped because it just,
Be on a booster.
there's only like, actually, the last time I shot that, it was about 3 or 4 inches the wrong way.
So come back to us with a plan. One way or the other, or he'll have to come up with a plan. Further, Leah.
Okay. Item I, the Elmer Claycomb Dollar General. I don't have any updates on that
Did we
item.
ever get a reply on that at all, Gail?
The invoice has been sent, just haven't received the check yet.
The letter though from
Oh, no,
Mr. Claycomb.
no, never received
So
any
we'll just
response
leave it
from him
pending.
at
If
all.
we don't hear nothing next meeting, we'll remove it.
Okay,
Cause I'm sure he's received it, so.
Okay, and then item J is the Whitney Street drainage. FMG and the school have replied with they're working on and investigating the issue and the concern. Haven't received any proposed solutions or options yet from them.
They were back here today. I was over at the school and talked to Mr. Paris. No.
Oh, Frosty.
Frosty. And they had been in today, so,
Oh, good.
but he wasn't sure just what all they were doing, so.
Well,
We're working on it.
Yeah.
As far as what I have, as far as the water issues, we haven't given out a lot of premature information yet because of the school relationship and the engineers, the testing, and to come up with the solution. After all the media comments, I asked Bernie and Chuck last Friday to test 4 locations to see if they were the same. They went to Mid-Continent, verified, and then to inform the engineers, all the tests came out with the same testing abilities on the locations, that it was groundwater, spring water. We tried to meet this week, of course. Now they're doing their own testing and won't meet until next week. It was suggested by our engineer that they may want to tap into that spring water for an option in the summer to irrigate with it as much as it's going out. And then in the winter, there needs to be a pipe possibly brought to the creek. And we demonstrated that going down the utility right away of the REA Electric and see if that we could have that be a solution. That was one of the thoughts that was talked to also. So we're at the mercy of Mark Noggle and FMG to get back to us with where they're gonna be at. And like I say, they had their own people that tested today now, FMG and their custodial staff also doing their own. I brought it up about the road because I've been in contact with Lloyd Jr. On every step that we've been doing through the whole thing. And expressed with the water crossing that road how that's in a bad situation. And of course his expression was if something happened with his dad that they needed to get a ambulance there. He's afraid that as soft as it is, it could be a problem. So that was brought up, and then Noggle came up and talked to Gail today, or today.
Yesterday?
And did a drive-through, showed him all 4 locations, showed him the road, and they made the comment that they were gonna get gravel and apply gravel to the road. If they weren't, then I was gonna suggest that we do it and then have Mr. Ferguson handle it and get it laid down. But we need to confirm with Mr. Noggle that it's gonna be an ASAP thing to get down there. And I felt that if we put in some 2-inch clean rock was my suggestion, that would firm that up to where they could get in and out of there comfortably until we get a further solution. Mr. Nichols was very cordial about it, very understanding and appreciative that we're keeping him in the loop on everything, and that we will continue to. And before we do anything, that we will let him know every step of the way. So he was good with everything on that. So that's all I have on that report. There will be also Thursday, DA&R will be coming down. They will meet us at 1 o'clock for our annual lagoon testing. And then we're gonna take them around to all the locations also. Hoping maybe they can look at some of the drainage possibilities too, and maybe even help us with a little bit of a drainage study or a grant writer or something like that to help the possibilities of what we got with some of the sump pumps and things of that nature. So I'm hoping that they'll have some good answers for us on that side of it too.
What time?
1 o'clock Thursday, Kyle will be here. And then I told Mr. Ferguson, and then I directed him that also with the facility plan that we've done, that all the flow rates charts that we turned in through Black Hills Council of Local Government are all in that facility plan, so that he knows what our capacity is for the lagoon, what we're gonna pump in, what our daily fluents are, what we've done for pumping out, what we've done for our testing, what we've done for our treating. I said, you have all the logs of what we've done on that. So he'll Want to, of course, review all of that as he normally does with Mr. Ferguson too. And maybe it'll open the door, like Gail and I were talking, to emergency circumstance where we don't want to do the lagoon expansion, we want to do the treatment. So Leah's thought she could be here at 1 o'clock also, and if so, that'll be a good thing all the way around. So everybody that can meet it, you can post that possibly a quorum will be there on that, and that will be helpful too. Further, Leah?
That is everything I had for tonight.
Okay.
For now.
For now. For now.
You don't get to leave.
No.
Okay, item number 8, planning and zoning. We have the P&Z meeting minutes from January 25th, 2022. Any questions on them? Then we had item B was the permit 2021-36 Lone Coyote subdivision. That is of course pending per what the engineer said. Item C is the review of the ADU ordinance pending. What were we pending on, Joan, on that?
Time.
Okay.
Everything else is going on.
Hopefully we'll be ready to discuss it again at our next meeting.
Okay. Then we have item D, the permit for 2022-01. It was an informational permit for the parcel 9339, proposed towing, recovery, and used car lot pending. P&Z was going to ask, as what you've seen in here, for citizen input, which I believe Jill had sent out to the citizens up above. And then I know one of the P&Z members was going to approach the neighboring people around too about that, make sure and see what they had on their, anybody in as far as concerns or anything on that side of it too. And then come back to P&Z with it, was what P&Z kind of left it at for that purpose. So they were gonna work at it and then come back, so this will remain pending until it goes back to P&Z. Yes, sir.
I have a question. What are you gonna do with all the prairie dogs?
I don't know.
I drove down there just to take a look, try and visualize what the map had, although I didn't have the map with me, so. But, yeah, you do have some terracing and all there that maybe, workable, but like you said, there's definitely gonna probably need to be some grading
Yeah.
to make it usable, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I noticed there was, you got the one main drainage that comes right behind Nelson's, or right off the Nelson's, but then, further over, you've got another little drainage that's coming down through there. I wasn't sure just what your thoughts were as far as handling that drainage from that one.
Coming off the housing development?
It was to the west of the housing development there, yeah.
Fire department and Nelson's both come down through that.
No, this is further west.
Right, where that comes off directly behind the parking lot.
No, this is another drainage further west. And it's
Off of the housing?
well, it's west of the housing, it's kind of off that ridge that,
So there may need to be some drainage study done by the engineer up there then. too. If we get to that point, might be something you consider too, Joan, on that.
yeah, let me see. This one kind of shows it. But this is,
So there's drainage here.
this is this big drainage here.
Yep.
But then you got this in here. This is a kind of a drainage coming down here.
But all of this is high ground. And so this is gonna run around down here. It's not gonna run across the lot.
Okay, all right. Like I said, I didn't have the map with me when I was out there looking at it, so but I was seeing the, kind of the corner posts, the wooden corner posts that were in there, but those are in this area here, right? They're not out on this outer line?
There's a steel corner post down here. There's a water shut off here, another water shut off here. And then this one
these
is
were
like a
wooden.
wooden post here
Fence
in this corner.
Okay, all righty.
And I did go and look back on Beacon. Beacon does have it as commercial, and it does have it not in the floodplain.
Thank
Okay, well, we'll wait for further comment from P and Z and know where we go from there. Next item we had on P and Z was the 2021-23 residential building digging permit. This is on 840 Marie Street, lot 10. It was approved prior at 8/3/2021. Then it was brought back 5 because they had taken and changed the direction of the garage onto the home. And so Mr. Poulos then, Leah happened to be in the office after doing a review on another property and looked at it with Mr. Poulos. Well, that was the morning we met with Preston Poulos and the Negabows on that circumstance. So what they did on this is that she felt that was appropriate with this sketch plan that's on here. They're basically meeting all the set requirements that are needed, confirming everything that what Mr. Ferguson needs to do on his inspection, and that it would be fine. So all we need to do is motion to approve this sketch plan, that this approval will be appropriate.
Because this is where they turned the house 90 degrees
Yeah.
from what the original was, yes.
Yep.
Okay, so that it would fit within
Excuse me.
setbacks. Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. King, second by Schumacher. Any further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Anything else, Ms. Harris, that you have? Thank you. Appreciate you attending.
Any interest for your vacancies? Have you heard anything? Not yet, okay.
Okay, item 9 is Public Works. We have committee report, street lights. Anything at all?
Yeah. I see you were out patching a few holes, streets, so street lights have been shipped, finally. So we should be getting those in hopefully next week.
Well, we had 2 that they fixed that were on the claims,
Right,
and then there's the 2 new ones coming for backup.
right.
Okay.
I think there's two or maybe 3 that's coming. We've got 6 that are yellow yet. So, once those arrive, then, we may possibly reorder so we don't have a big lapse if something else happens, so.
But we're waiting until the yellow ones have
Down.
columns before we replace
Right,
them.
yeah, we're just changing them out because if it happened to be an eye or something, why, that's one thing, but the general consensus is just when they go bad, regardless what's wrong. You know,
Change them.
there's 3 components there, so any one of the 3 components plus the service call pretty much takes up the amount of money that would be involved just in changing it out, putting the new one in.
What are we doing with the old yellow ones? Have we just accumulating them or?
Yep, they're stockpiled.
Okay. Possibly see if there's anybody that has those that we can surplus out to, they could possibly use them for parts or something.
Possible, Rapid City would be one.
Okay.
No, 'cause they have a ton of them.
They got a ton of them.
And we've got a person that's doing the lights for Rapid City, don't we, in our neighborhood? In Mark?
No,
Well, he's not doing lights, but he works for that traffic control now.
Okay, traffic control instead of lights.
I think Conrad's maybe have done some work for the city, but I think Imperial are doing most of that. lighting maintenance, or somebody's got a contract with them to do that, but we could, definitely set that stuff up for surplus and get rid of some. We've got a lot of them.
Yep.
Water, I have pumped 2266 again. I need to get more run time on it to pull another sample to get to Leah. And we have that last sample, which I believe is what we're gonna work off from on WRT.
Yeah,
But I would like to run it again. Of course, the situation about it is it goes clear down to the other end, so had an insult to injury for water. I mean, there'd be thousands and thousands of gallons of water when we run it, so I mean, we may be able to take it over the hill to the west and go highway right away possibly, and go the other direction, go north with it.
which would definitely this time of year be a better circumstance.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't want to aggravate
No,
what we've got there that they're looking into, as well as trying to figure out
for the
where
sign.
that other is.
True.
The sign and the other water situation. So,
well, unfortunately, right straight to the west, that drainage goes south for a ways, which goes through the culvert, which ends up directly down in the same area down there from highway drainage, so.
but it'll stay in the right of way
Right.
drainage, right?
Probably till it hits Whitney Street. And I haven't looked at that culvert lately to see. I don't think there is one directly right under, up at the intersection. So,
No.
and we got, I believe it's here, I didn't open the box and look, the new meter for down below. And there's gonna have to be some fabrication done there because that meter is 4 inches longer than the new meters, so we're gonna have to use companion flanges or something to get that to fit in there. But I'll make that up prior to taking the other one apart, taking it out of there. So we got another box of regular meters, and also I ordered a Boulder motor yesterday. They're thinking somewhere around 13th to the 15th, possibly could take delivery on that for the,
That's the booster?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the repaired one in stock. The one that's up there now is making quite a little racket. It hasn't quit, but. So,
And the other one's new, so once we get the new one, then we can do the swap.
well, I'm kinda holding off to get the new one to put it in against the other new one and keep the one that's been refabbed to keep
Right.
as a spare. The other thing is that I think you pretty well covered it. We took the samples to Mid-Continent, and those were tested. And did FMG, were they gonna take some, Leah? They took their samples.
From what I hear, they've been around taking the samples with the school. They haven't coordinated them through me at all, so I don't know
No,
what they've
and
done.
that's why when they came down, I said, contact Gail right away about it and let her know and keep her informed, and then that they need to channel it back to Leah since she met with FMG, so. So we're just at their mercy, like I say.
Once they conclude what they're gonna do, then we'll get a different game plan. Like I said, I pulled 5 samples, and one was at the school and at storm drain, the other one was at the retention pond, and the other one was in the road ditch. And took them to the lab. I hand tested them myself, but I took the same samples to the lab to confirm. And I have those results. Somebody needs to look at them. I think that's it on water, unless there's some questions.
No, that should handle it.
Okay.
1 minute.
Sewer, they're going to come, as you said, we're gonna go over that situation there with the expansion. And I was there yesterday, day before, and this little spell here will seal them up again, but they were starting to thaw out. Pond A was about 50% thawed out. Of course,
Yeah.
the pond doctor had its area open, and so did the other one. So, and there was a portion in B that was open partially, and of course they're both down, but they're refilling. Hopefully we can make the next deadline. I guess that's,
Talk to Kyle Thursday.
yeah.
Anything further?
No,
Orly?
I was just curious how, I guess what all that test disclosed, and if you guys actually tested for chlorine in that,
yes,
in that batch of tests that you guys did.
yes, we did.
And yours came out negative?
Yes, it did.
How exactly is that?
Because I actually watched the test myself be taken that did turn pink. Watched it, actually watched the water be taken, watched the test turn from clear to pink with my own eyes.
The
So I'm
test,
not sure how the same spot could be tested and somehow test negative.
well, actually, the source of the water is in the drain, in the storm drain, and that's the one I took first. And Bernie was there, and it's flowing out of that pipe at about, I need to check both of them, the flow down below and the flow up here, to see if they're equal or more or difference. If the one at the holding pond is flow is a little more, that would indicate that there's infiltration between the 2 points. Sampled the ditch, and I took those samples with me. Actually, we sampled them on site and then took those samples directly to the lab, and we ran them immediately. I have those results here if you'd like to look at them. And unfortunately, the sample kit that you got, the one I have is pretty much standard issue for municipalities, and the results are instantaneous. He showed you how to break it into the glass and that stuff. However, it turns color immediately, and unfortunately,
Is this your test?
Yes, it is.
So you didn't get one that's pink?
Pardon me.
You didn't get one that was pink?
Did yours turn in 30 seconds?
It was turning in
Immediately.
30 seconds. The longer it sat, the pinker it got.
Right, and that's what, unfortunately, he didn't give you this. And I can get you a copy of this. Actually, it took about 20 minutes for it to start to turn color in the lab. And it was a real light pink, and then, I mean, you kinda had to have a little bit of an imagination for a little bit, and then as time went on, it began to get more colored. And he actually went out in the road ditch and took a sample out of that one that snow and ice and one thing and another. And I have those samples here, probably in about, I would say 20 some minutes. We also pulled the same test here. And I was thinking it was, what do we have, 12 or 20 minutes before it really started to turn color.
Yeah.
Well, we
So,
had the same thing.
and it explains that in here that, and I can show you like city water or whatever, I can pull a sample and show you how that's done gladly. But I mean, when you dump that solution in there and shake the vial, well, it turns red immediately. So unfortunately, I used that same sample bottle, and I've got some more of them in here. And we could go down and for your own satisfaction, do it again. I mean, that's,
Well, and I think the big thing is Thursday, we're gonna have DA&R here. They're gonna do their tests.
right,
We've got FMG doing their tests. We've got the school doing their tests. So,
yeah,
where we're gonna be at in accuracy, we've got enough people testing this thing that we're gonna find out every micronutrient there is in that water. So,
and it explains in here, I mean, right. Second page, you know, something about the time frame and stuff before monitoring, before starting and what you should do and on and on. And we took the same sample in the glass and stuck it in there and broke it all up and let it suck up in there and he couldn't explain exactly, because that was my first question, that the difference in time, why, and I didn't get a good clear answer on that. However, the sample kit that I have uses basically the same powder that's in those small vials, and that turns immediately when there's chlorine in there, and I can show you that kit. It's not a big,
I've seen the kid, I have the kid.
yeah. Is it from the Hatch company?
I pick it up from them, from Mid-Continent, anytime I do a main extension and have to do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so we'll wait to see what the engineers come up with and go from there.
thank you. Yeah, Terry.
So why did your guys' turn pink so fast and the town's doesn't?
Well, it's kind of sounding to me like ours did the same. So I don't really understand how they could be even possibly tested from the same place and come out differently.
Right.
And have a different result unless it's being taken from a still spot. And it's not the actual running water that's
Saying
the
I
issue.
walked down to the culvert myself and took the water right out of the phone.
On the north side of Whitney?
Right. And then we went up to the school itself in the storm drain where the water runs out of there.
I debated videoing it, just to make sure that it was clear that it was actually like done on the spot, how it actually went. But
Yeah, and we did too, and like I say, we appreciate all the efforts, but till DA&R comes in now, it's a matter, they're gonna be the final decision.
yeah, I want to see some official results actually.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, and the other thing that can be done there is alkalinity and hardness.
And sulfur.
Our city water runs about 21 on hardness, and actually when I tested it for alkalinity, there was 0 in the water that I pulled from here. Now, I didn't pull it directly from the wellhead to see what was there. I pulled it out of these faucets, so it should be out of distribution. I've got actually a testing point down there that I pull samples on for before treatment, and the only thing we're treating is chlorine at the well house. So, but there is another valve there that we can pull water from prior to treatment, and we could pull a sample from there and also one after treatment to show that the chlorine, well, it shows right here, you know, and there's been times, you know, when we've had a pump go haywire or something that I pulled chlorine samples and there was none. So then immediately you follow up on that with the chlorinization pumps. And so that's done right at the well house. But I'd be happy to work with you and show you, not a problem.
How does chlorine get into spring water?
How does it get into spring water?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not that I know of that it does.
So then my test shouldn't be pink at all then, right?
Well, this is what this explains in here, that, you know, it does take time on even, we even came up with that same scenario. But this spring water, that field where they did all the fill and all that, for years, we tried to hay it and do things and it got stuck. I've had my pickup stuck clean to the axles in that field before they did this huge fill over there. So they didn't disguise it or cover it or whatever. I mean, it's still there. The storm drain that's at the school, I mean, there's water there constantly. I sampled this water in the alley over here at Sherns's, and same results. The water down here, of course, that's coming out of a sump pump that's coming out of that basement now.
Next to Cooney's old house?
Pardon me?
Next to Cooney's house?
Yes, that's a sump pump.
Yeah.
Yeah. That water is yellow and it showed no chlorine, but it stayed yellow, a real bright yellow, and it still is. I mean, the sample bottle's still in there. So that's, you know, I don't know. And these on Viola Street here, those meter pits and Mills's have pumped water out of their crawl space for 20 years. That's dried up. These manhole or these meter pits down on Violet have always had water standing in them. There are not any in there this week, and there wasn't last week, and there wasn't last month. So obviously that drainage has been diverted. It comes right straight down Violet Street and goes down here by Glenn's shop. When I put that sewer line in 20-some years ago, we hit a massive amount of water that came into the ditch. And even this slough on the other side of the highway, or on the other side of the railroad tracks, has got less water in it right now than it has for years. So that spring water has been interrupted through construction.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, we'll wait until we get the results of all these tests and we'll, you know.
Know where we're at.
Be interesting to see what the engineers say.
Okay, appreciate that. Item 10, Finance Officer.
Excuse me, Dan, do you want to remove land application contract from the agenda, or under not Public Works?
We can, because now you've got them all clear, they're all signed and all done, right? Well, no, we aren't. That is gonna be pending,
Okay,
because I still do want to discuss that too Thursday,
okay,
so.
all right,
So we'll just write pending on it
okay,
and carry it through.
all right, thanks.
Thank you.
So the monthly financials, with the month end, the way that it all came out, there is no financials in the packet this month, or this meeting, so. Department updates, I've got several things that I need to talk to about. There's a citizen that lives over here on the cul-de-sac on 4th Street, that right here, you know, the cul-de-sac right across the street from the school. They said that they were complaining that people are going up into his driveway to drop off, pick up kids and parking in his driveway. Just not happy about it at all.
Must be going quite a ways in.
Yeah, they're going up into, he said they're parking into his driveway.
Up into
it's
Folsom
Brandon.
here?
It's not Folsom.
Well, there's only
It's
two
the
of them that are on that. They're on that particular road and then one in the cul-de-sac itself, so there's only three residences there.
Yeah, it's,
So it's the bottom one, I'm sure that is being affected. And what we need to do is maybe Mr. McGraw or Matt in the morning will, if I come by them and catch them in the morning, I'll advise them to kind of watch for that and
Okay.
kind of educate the parents a little bit to please don't use his private drive, to stay in the cul-de-sac, you know. And there's enough room in that cul-de-sac for them to come around.
This is on Fourth?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's that first left,
Yeah.
right there before the cul-de-sac that goes up to Buzz and Crystal's. So that'll be all that we'll have on that circumstance, is kind of let them be advised of that, and that is a private drive, and
okay.
short of putting a
Alright.
sign there.
Yeah, okay. All right, then he also said that he's the one that maintains that cul-de-sac. He said he has to go out, actually, his dad lives out where I live, 6 miles out, and has to get the skid steer, and he says he brings in his own gravel, and he says if he doesn't maintain it, nobody will.
I maintain that, I'll bet, half a dozen times a year. Fill all the ruts in, clean everything up, bring the gravel up, we put all the 1-inch gravel on there, and there's been no gravel added to that in several years. So, like I say, and they've seen me there every time I've been there. So, and in snow removal, he says we're not coming in there for snow then?
He said that if he doesn't maintain it, nobody will. That's what he said.
Have you been catching Fourth
That's
across from the school, going towards Buzz and Crystal?
North Fourth?
Sure. Yeah, 4th Street, yeah.
North.
Because
I used to plow up on that side of the street to Buzz and Crystal, especially if you get a blizzard and a big.
but that's a private
Yeah,
drive.
that's a private drive,
Right.
but there's utilities in it. I mean, I have went up it and then kept track of the time, but
Seeing when I cut them edges over there, I brought all of that cut up into them big ruts that come off of that from Buzz and Crystals, because they'll get 6, 8, 10 inches deep. And then I bring all that back in, and I've cut the culverts back in there so that the water will channel in, and cut the outside edges so they don't pick up off of the crown on the other side. So I mean, every year I'm in there, when I do everybody else, when I'm going to Fifth and going up all the other streets. So if you want to have them call me, I'll
Okay.
express to them
Okay,
and talk to them about it.
okay, thanks. All right.
They're really good,
Yeah.
really good people.
I know it. Okay, a gentleman from down in Ferguson's called and said that if you're gonna put asphalt on the road, will you please, can we pack it down and put water on it so he doesn't have to breathe the asphalt? So, I don't know what to tell him.
It was wheel packed.
Okay,
And then after I wheel packed it, then I came back over and smoothed out my tire tracks.
okay.
So,
What would water do?
well, it will bring it and compact it more, but the water don't take the odor away. You're still gonna have millings that are gonna have, you're always gonna have that odor. So, I'm sorry, on that part of it, we're
Yeah,
pretty limited on what we do, short of going back to limestone.
okay, all right. Okay, I did have a person, this is a call about a cat complaint down in Ferguson, so I should have probably brought this up in abatements, but, so I did receive another complaint form from somebody. I don't know if you want me to just, it's the same cat.
Okay, let me get the form and I'll respond to it.
Confirm, yeah.
Thank you, okay. All right, you talked about Cato Thorstensen coming in and doing an audit rather than seeing what
Cost.
the cost. So I talked to Tracy at Cato Thorstensen. She said that there's only 2 firms in West River that do governmental audits. It's them and Casey. And she said that in terms of needs, if it's really down to the cost, it's probably going to be comparable. And she said, and also that they're a lot further out than probably Casey is, especially since Casey sent us a letter of intent that she suggested we stay with Casey. I mean, she said there was
Have you ever
other,
looked at Ben Elliott out of Madison, South Dakota? He does ours for Keystone.
and that's what I was actually just gonna, for Keystone?
Yeah, he's been doing it for 37 years. As long as I've been there. Ben Elliott. Yeah, he does a state audit for Keystone every year.
What's his name?
Benjamin Elliott. He's out of Madison.
Thank you. Okay, because that was actually, so does he come on site then?
Yeah?
He has to if he's going to
Yeah, he
Keystone.
comes on.
Okay.
Call Cassandra.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Find out
All
what
right.
he charges, because it's gotta be comparable.
All right, I'll call him tomorrow
Yeah,
then, or
that'd
call
be-
Cassandra tomorrow then, and Ben, okay.
Great, thank you.
I think I suggested that before,
Not to me,
years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
I wasn't here.
We've slept since then.
I know. Ignore Johnson, he doesn't have any importance.
Let's see, mark your calendars, March 21st, Monday night is the equalization meeting. It has to be on that third Monday of the month, so it'll be March 21st, Monday night.
What is it?
It's the equalization,
Oh,
yeah. That's when the board listens to appeals on taxation, so.
What time is? You have
Let's see, I think
It's regular
I
time.
put it at
6.
6. Yeah, I just left it at 6 o'clock. Unless you want me to do it earlier.
That's always good because people getting off work and stuff, it always gives them plenty of time to get home.
Okay, all right. We had a safety recall on the GM, the Chevrolet Tahoe. And we need to take care of that.
Might be something too where we're saying, if we make that appointment, call that doobie about the radios and see about bringing them in too. So that'll
it's the frontal
leave that for a
airbag.
copy of that for Bob too, along with that abatement. And then we'll make a note on it to contact the radio shop and see if we can do that swap.
Okay. Then Sander, our Sander Sanitation, is coming up for, it was a 3-year bid, 1st of April, it'll be over. So do we need to have to go back out for bid again
Yeah.
then?
We have always. you
Okay.
know, And of course, there's only gonna be Kiefer and them.
So I will put notice in the paper and stuff then that we're looking for bids for that?
Yes.
It's okay with Schumann.
Yes.
Okay. That's it for those kind of information. But then you asked to have me keep that municipal tax 2021 recap on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't here for that meeting when I put it in the packet. And in this packet, I noticed that it's duplicated. So there's 6 pages of this, and it should have only been
So
3.
that, I wondered if there was a comparison. but-
No, I put two of them in there. So I don't know what you had for questions on that?
Well, when they come down per listing of what they got for dates here, they're all 2021 and then 2, 3, 4, and then they jump 6 to go 7, 9, and 11. But there's no breakout of coding on any of that, on as far as what this recap is, what it entails, what categories. So, and I know we went through city payment, food tax and all of that, admin fees and all of that coming down through. But it just, to me, if that's a month by month,
I can get you that information, but it's still not gonna show you
the breakout of where,
who it
when,
is.
where.
No, and that's when those next few pages, if you'll see, state statute says it's confidential information. They can't disclose who's giving you those sales taxes. They can't break out and tell you who it is, where it's coming from. You can kind of get an idea from the grouping of where it comes from, but
Right, but it don't. They just basically have the food, but they don't go into, the alcohol side of it, gas side of it. And then the way they bulk the city payment, other fees, refunds, manual adjustments, which are very few and far, but when you come down on bottom lines, it's like, where's the other breakouts? That's not the only that we have, so are they combining food and booze together, when they come through it? And then it's a zero category in that category anyway, when they're coming down through with the breakouts, as well as the city payment, as well as the miscellaneous. And that's where, then it comes over total due to the city, so they really don't have any of the categories broke out where you can get a closer idea of what categories are.
I could pull that off the website if you want me to do that.
Well, it'd be a stronger idea, knowing where we're actually getting the stronger categories from
Okay.
on that. That's what my big question was. I don't know if anybody else looked at that and trying to roll that down to where it comes down to that final cost. Because every one of them carried over and comes down to the 314, 528.79 is the bottom line. But the category of where we're at here and then where it carries over. So yeah, just get with me.
Okay.
And we'll look.
All
That
right.
was my only question on that. And other than that, if nobody else has concerns when we get set, we can remove that.
Okay. And then this G-Works, this is that program for software. You saw that last week when it was in the packet, it had that their final I don't know.
The 2277.50.
But what I did was I did a spreadsheet of comparison from what Banyan charges us and what G-Works would cost, like for yearly. And then the one-time fee and then the optional of what was in that investment report or whatever, I don't know, I think that's what he's called it. But I don't know if you had a chance to look at that.
Well, it looks to me like G-Works is a little higher in some categories and a little lower in other categories.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
at the end of the year, what are we paying Banyan?
well, that's right here at the very top. We pay Banyan $2,775. We pay PSN $1,100. GovOffice is our website. We pay them $630, and then Golden West, we pay them $4,200 a year for backup.
And these are all yearly.
Correct.
See, that's what I wasn't sure on.
So
So then
If you-
8705 is our yearly?
with
With the
Banyan,
backup of Golden
PS,
West.
correct.
And then our government office and
Right.
and then the one time on what we're looking at for the G-Works is gonna be 20 grand for the first initial setup. And then what will there's a lot of them programs that doesn't look like will really be necessary, or are you feeling every one of these programs, they've got the one-time fee here, pretty much it's all their setup fees is what they're looking at?
Their setup fee is just under $10,000.
And if we took everything, it'd be the 20 grand.
For the first year, for
But
the
do you
setup.
feel
and-
we need a lot of that other?
Well-
Because we're in contract with Golden West for 1 year or 2?
We're in our third year now, so if we broke that contract right now, it would cost $1,000 to break that contract with them.
For Golden West.
But see that if you look under the G-Works on the spreadsheet there, they back up for $150 a year.
Well, yeah.
And Golden West is $350 a month.
And see, theirs is all cloud related too, just like Golden West.
It's,
So-
and they back it up in 2 different places as well. So if you went with G-Works and after you took away the $1,000 that we'd have to pay to get out of the contract, we'd really be saving money by going with G-Works once the initial
The
startup.
one-time fees. And that's
And
what I
then-
was trying to figure after our monthly or all our one-time setup, what our yearly rate would be then.
Would be that $42.86.
That would be it then.
And then if you go down to that optional, you see the website builder and the website annual. That's an optional. We don't need that because we use GovOffice, and GovOffice actually works okay, and that's only $630 a year.
Yeah, but we don't need that.
We really don't need that website builder. The citizen request down there, that's the very last one under the optional.
Right.
That's pretty minor. It's only $192
How
a
about
year.
that yearly on the cash receipt printer?
So that's a one-time fee. All of those under the optional, except for the citizen request, are one time. And that Epson printer is an optional. But what he was saying is that you immediately have a receipt. We don't no longer have to write out any hand receipts.
Oh,
It sounds like a pretty good deal. Did Cassandra talk about G-Works? She said that.
I don't know.
Okay.
and that's what they have?
She actually, they're looking at it as well. She said, we were thinking about trying to get over to Hill City to look at it just to see what the reporting and things
And
like
Hill
that.
City is using it then too.
Yeah, and we didn't get over there, but Cassandra and can't think of her name, Candace, they went over and looked at it and they said they like it a lot.
Are they set up with Banyan right now too?
Yeah.
Because that used to be the game 20 years ago, and that's why all these new ones now.
He said that they've had at least 46 firms go from, or municipalities go from Banyan through the years from South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. And right now he said they have 16 to 17 South Dakota cities using their software. Plus he said right now they have 5 to 6 that are considering switching.
So Gail, your one-time fees, that would be one time, and then we have the G-Works, and those are an annual cost?
The 4286
Correct.
is an
So
annual.
that's included in the first year also with all the one-time setups?
No. Because if
So
you,
that
if you
would
look,
only be
if,
the second year that you'd have the 42, so. That 4286 is part of the 9960 on the initial setup.
it's
Part of the 20,000.
part of the 20,000, because if you look in the packet here, that's the total is $20,277. That's for the first year of G-Works.
whole
That's for right.
And that's what I read it as. The only question I had when you were gone was the optionals, if we wanted to pick them optionals up or not. And
Well, you could save almost $5,000 on the website because our website's okay. I mean,
that's what I wondered, do we really need that option at this time?
at,
You know, if we went to a second-class municipality, then we might want to change that.
right, and we can always. Pardon me.
Who owns the website if
We-
you change? Hermosa does?
Yeah, it's our own.
Well, you mean the domain?
Yeah.
We do. We pay for that. and we can always add that.
Right, if you go to the
Mhm.
second. So you
Yeah,
could
I-
actually take 5 off of that, 20,000,
Correct. The-
and
Mhm.
then be set up with that.
Mhm.
And that's why, to me, when we're doing 8705 now, yearly, versus we would be at the 4286, once we change to G-Works. And it's a better program, they have all the backup, they will do, how much training do they do in the beginning? To set you up. See, Banyan, remember that, Linda, that first year, they were almost on site with Shanna. So, to me, that's big for you, that setup, how many, because they were back and forth, back and forth, back and forth constantly that first year, getting the setup and getting it done, and then they started to telephone with her whenever she had the backup problems, or once she got the hands-on comfortable.
It kind of put me over the edge the other day when I called Banyan and she told me she didn't have time to talk to me.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I know we're not city Rapid City, but we're still a municipality. You know, just,
Those were about her exact words. So
what did our budget have that did we plan?
we
any?
did not plan for this.
So we need to just general fund to get it set up and move forward. Because the continuation of where we're at, how much more with Golden West did you say we had left?
This is our last year. Mhm.
And it's,
Expires when?
it started December?
It'll expire about this time in 2023. It's right around, it was actually, I think, of March, I think it was. It'll be, at the end is 2023. So if we break this part of it, and that's just the backup.
Right.
It would cost right now $1,000 to break that
Which would make up
contract.
if we don't go with the website. And
True.
basically saving there on that cost. So
I'd
I
like
think-
to go over to Hill City and see,
I was gonna say, it'd be nice if you go over and get a hands-on with
Mhm.
them and have them go through and put it out there, and next meeting, we can take a harder look at it.
okay,
And then look at what we can do for finances to put it together.
okay.
Because I think sooner would be better, coming into the spring, now would be the time to get set up,
Mhm.
before we get hammering in the spring and summer. Yeah.
Good, okay, all right.
So I like it.
Okay, then we need an action required on these ARPA funds. So, I don't know if you read that email, but we were supposed to get $76,000 from ARPA. We've got 38, and
Did you get that, Leah? This ARPA thing?
No, I read it in here.
thought I forwarded that to you. But anyway, so they said that,
Was did he put it in there then, do you know?
No.
Bill didn't figure that out.
no, we didn't put it
So
in
we
there.
have the month to figure that back then, from what it sounds like. He needs to go to work on it immediately, and they're giving us time to do it.
Only to the 11th. So, and what he said is just, you're gonna have to do like an amended, and it's only a few pages. But that, we have to show them that we're earmarking that money for those projects. And then,
Oh, which
if,
project?
any one of them. And if they decide to do it, they haven't decided to do this yet. Yeah, so if they decide to do it, they would match that $76,000. Whereas if we just use it for our own purposes, then, I mean, like, for new meters or whatever, I mean, then it's not matched.
Yeah,
We need to have an action on that.
tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to use it in one of the other projects originally, and then they've disqualified so many of them now and made it where it's sewer water only in new projects. That's what's, when they change the game midstream is what's upsetting.
Well, I think probably what happened was a lot of people aren't using it, and cause you see it in here in this email that only a limited number of applications are indicating the use of those funds towards one of their projects. They're using it for something else.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. We fully thought we could earmark it there, but they won't take that as an option.
well, no, no. You mean for the water sewer? No. Mm-mm. Has to be one of the projects that we sent in.
We can't just earmark it for one of them then? Not the
Well,
WRT?
You know, we don't know until we go to the commissioners meeting about the WRT, and I don't know that we want to put it there.
No.
I think we would more, like you say, probably Lagoon. Are they earmarking it totally water, or is it water sewer? I can't remember.
It's for the project that any of the project that we put in. Mm-hmm.
Yep, so any of the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
So, what a bummer.
I know.
The thing is, it would be a win-win if they'd match on the project. You know, it'd be another 76, so. on
You mean
top.
for that out there? I know, but that's not.
I know. It just torques me that they keep switching rules.
And the rule isn't even sealed in. I mean, they're just saying they might do that. They haven't said that they're going to do it, but if we say that we're going to put that 76,000 towards one of the projects that we submitted, they may match it.
Well, what's the consequences of us doing that as far as any grant money or anything coming from the state? Is it, we're reducing that total cost down by the 7,600, maybe 7,600 twice?
76,000.
Well, 76,000 twice.
Well, in my opinion, I think if we don't put that money towards the project, it's going to show that, well, we have
We don't
money.
need it, huh? Yeah.
That'll go away,
Mhm.
so that you won't get to use it at all. So it'd probably be better either Gumbo Lily and the sewer project would be the better place, and then if they're gonna match it, then we're roughly 152,000 that we total fund. And then if so, when they give the grant forgiveness, when we go in March, then that would be applied to where that would be in consideration of that grant or forgiveness of that, and then go against the project is what they would do.
Likely.
Then if they're gonna give us more grant forgiveness on that, then it'll apply from there. Because they're still working off that 600 million in stimulus that they have coming down the pike, so we're hoping we'll be in that first round of that. So I think what we need is a motion to apply it to the Lagoon project, or do you want it on the Gumbo Lily project? They're both tied into the sewer project and the facility plan. Each separately is listed.
Does it matter if the lagoon project changes at all?
Well, that's what bothers me,
Yeah.
because if that happens, then we would want it on the Gumbo Lily.
Right.
The Gumbo Lily's not gonna change.
No, the intent or whatever is not gonna
Yeah,
change.
so I'd say Gumbo Lily, and
To earmark it for that.
so,
So I need a motion to apply it to the Gumbo Lily
I make that
facility
motion.
project.
I'll second.
Mr. King makes that motion, I have a second by Sumach. Further discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
And then lastly, I thought I put it in the packet, but I don't see that I did. Next meeting, there has to be a public hearing on, I thought that was in here. Did you see it in here? Has to be, we just have
The
to,
back ones.
oh,
They're on
yeah.
the very.
Oh, they are, okay.
Yep.
So there will be public hearings on next week's meeting on the,
Oh,
it's
for-
just something that we have to do to follow
For
regulations on
Black Hills
those.
Council.
Mhm.
Right. That was the one I called you on, if we published it already with last, when I got the email.
Yep, yeah.
February 15th.
Anything further?
No, that's it.
So we can remove the first net responder. We discussed that, and we'll just let him know that at this point, we're not interested.
Okay.
So a motion to remove C, E, and F.
I'll make that motion.
Schumach makes the motion.
Second?
Mr. King seconds that motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you, Gail. I'll be really curious to see how that trip to Hill City goes and how that works out.
Okay.
Okay, old business. We had annexation of Gumbo Lily and Fairgrounds Place. Anything new on that, Leah?
No updates for tonight. We're just still working on gathering all the information to put into the study.
No, we talked, Mitch, about there was 4 ready to annex, that we would possibly bring them 4 on right now, since they're contiguous, and do a public hearing. Does that make sense or not?
Is there a problem with diluting the voting, or you're not gonna get anybody else to volunteer, you're just gonna do it involuntary?
I don't believe we had anybody else come in, just them
Okay.
4.
They're all contiguous? You know, they just need to fill out that voluntary petition.
And then set it up, so that way we can take them out of the study, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Save us that part of it.
That's on Fairgrounds Place?
Correct.
Okay, so we're gonna move forward with those 4?
I believe so.
Okay.
You know, and if we, there was 2 down there that were still kinda on the fence.
You could have them all sign one petition.
Okay,
All 4 of them.
all right.
When we started, remember?
Okay.
That way it brings them in, cause there's 3 of them that asked, so they can start using the yard waste dumpsters, or, you know, start being, voting for the municipality and that, so.
Okay.
I said, yeah, I said, we can do that, and start that process now, and that would put them almost in time.
3 months.
March, April, May,
When's the election? June,
June 6th.
7.
May, April, March. I
Right.
don't know.
That'd be
Well, we
close.
got February, March, April, May to the 1st of June.
Oh.
Depends on when we get the publishing done.
So it'll be March, April, May.
Cause we'll be sending the letter out
How
then.
many people is that? 4 or 8? Or
Are they couples? The 4?
Right.
8? You'll have to change your sign. 405 people.
So that'll give them that ability for them services then, and put that in a good positioning.
Okay.
And then that other letter will be going out then down there to the others, so
Right.
we can
Do
take
you
care of
need
that
me
other.
to do that,
abatement.
or do you wanna take a swing at it? I mean, I did it.
I can
You
take
just
a,
have to delete
no, I can do that.
all those other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there wasn't that many. I don't know how many were there on that fairgrounds.
9?
9, so about half of them.
Just about. Cause I don't know, we'll check with the other 2 fence setters and see if there's 2 possibly that may change. They were more worried, too, about the tax ratio, cause they keep getting mixed reports from Custer County, and
Well, is there enough there just to do the whole thing, value-wise and voter-wise? You need 3/4 of the voters and you need 3/4 of the value of the property.
If we got 2 more, we
We got
would.
8, can you get 2 more? How many are there total? We got 9, is that 18? So you need 3/4, whatever that is, 12. No, 4, whatever, 75%. Then you can have the whole area.
Okay.
Or just do it the nice way.
Okay. I'll
Take
see.
a look at it,
Okay,
see what you think in your comfort zone on that.
okay.
I didn't mean it wouldn't be a nice way, I just, everybody's in agreement, that's what I meant.
And then the study as far as gumbo lily and that, you're moving forward on that and put that together, and then we'll do public hearings on that too.
Yep, we'll bring it to planning and zoning first.
Any other questions? Okay, item B is the town sign. We did meet with them again, Bob and I and Leah, went up and looked at it. She did submit, and I'll let you take that.
Yep, submitted to the DOT for the right to occupy the right of way permanently. So Rich Zocker did receive it. I just haven't heard back.
Yeah, and then when I talked to Zocker, he said that it'll go to his sign guys, and then they'll do their thing, come back to him. And
Yeah.
so, all right, item C is Dollar General is pending, ADU is pending, town office deck staining pending, the library, item F, deck staining, mud jacking. You have that list in here of all of the details. And I don't know if Chuck went over that and seen that too, but what they had on raising the handicap, and he actually made his comments in here on the library deck that we could almost lower that deck maybe instead of jacking the concrete, and might be a little cheaper on that. All of these going down at all these other locations where we're raising the walk, he put a pretty close location and vicinity on them. Some of them aren't as severe. So I think we're gonna have to physically go over them together and then paint mark them on the ones that we definitely have. Because with the total on everything that he's got here, we could get into a pretty good chunk of coin. And granted, versus, as I looked at it, I thought maybe it'd be cheaper to remove them and pour them. I don't know that that'd be the case. Some of them along the retainer wall and stuff that he's got, and then down here, it may actually be just as well off by the time you bring the contractor down to jack them all. So if you get this list and give me a jingle, we'll go by them and paint mark them. Any questions from the board? Item G is that Casey Peterson Hermosa audit engagement letter, and we'll check on that and leave it pending, and then we'll come back to that next meeting. Item I is that chapter 30 ordinance. That is been put in your packet. Is there
Yeah.
a reason, can we combine all 3 of these into one?
I didn't want to do that. If you're doing a whole ordinance, like we're doing on transient merchants, that's one thing, but this one we're just amending a few, and I'd rather just have one subject generally in each ordinance. Supposed to have one subject.
That's what I was wondering.
And then the one thing, I thought we would change one word in the 30.07. Instead of exigent and exceptional circumstance, my intent is to address an emergency situation. So I would just add amend that to say barring emergency circumstances. Doesn't appear you're gonna have first reading on this tonight anyway, right?
No, it's gotta go back to P and Z,
Okay.
is what the full intent was, that we brought it here, look at it, and then send it back to P and Z.
So
The only thing I noticed in item A on 3007, that 15 minutes before the opening of the meeting, they had said that we could remove that, that as long as they're here, sometimes people can't be here 15 minutes before. Isn't that what it was, Joan? That you had stated that the 15 minutes
with
before?
5 minutes? What if they show up with 5 minutes to go?
I think it's kind of, you know, too definite of time. You're coming from Rapid, you're stuck in traffic, whatever. But 15 minutes isn't as bad, but they were talking changing it to like 5, which I thought was ridiculous. So it's kind of open, whatever you think.
So you think the 15 would be okay? To leave it there and then take it out,
Take it out,
like we had originally said?
Either one.
take it out.
Okay,
Well, because the way you can read that is they are physically present within 15 minutes of the opening of the meeting. Okay, that's 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after.
Opening, it says.
You within 15 minutes of the opening.
The
So-
opening is when you call to order.
Okay, but the way this is read,
Right,
you,
but my intent was to have it, you could show up 15 minutes late.
Exactly,
Is that
that's
what-
how I read it.
That's how I,
Mhm.
that was my
don't-
intent.
You know, things happen. Sometimes people come late, I don't.
We could put, you could add within 15 minutes after the opening of the meeting if you need to be clarified.
what do you guys think, Joan? Do you want it to say 15 minutes after instead of 15 minutes before?
For clarity might be better, yeah.
Doesn't
Okay.
say 15 minutes before.
it says 15 minutes of the, within 15 minutes of the, so that's before or after. That's what I was saying, you got a
Opening.
30
That's a
minute.
ridiculous interpretation. Because nobody's gonna say you're 15 minutes, you're late, you're on time. I mean, it's just, so you can just change it.
After?
Clarify, After.
And then, and then it can be sent back to P and Z.
Vince Lombardi time, you know, you're 15 minutes early or late.
Yeah. I was just practicing my legal.
Gotcha,
The interpretation is.
gotcha.
Okay. So I think everything else then on this will be set. It will go back to P and Z and then back to us after that and set up for a first reading. Anything that P and Z does on their side. Sound good?
Is that where I requested being able to, a board member being able to listen to the meeting
Yeah, and
on the
that'll
phone?
be at P and Z. It was brought up and member
No,
of,
we're gonna eliminate all that.
right.
All of it's eliminated.
I
What do you mean listen as a citizen?
don't. As a board member, if you are absent and would like to listen just to keep up with what's going on, with no comment, no voting powers, but just be able to listen so that you're up with the speed of things, can that be done? Can you word it differently? The wording was conference call, I think is what it was.
I think that was meant to check on Zoom, just so everybody could do that,
Mhm.
so. I mean,
It'd be something that'd be good
it's an
to bring
individual
out.
thing. All I have to do is have someone call it.
Well, I have a hard time doing that. If you're gonna listen, you should, you know, if you're gonna be on the phone, if you're gonna permit the board member to appear by phone, then they should be able to vote. The whole point of that was to eliminate that problem, I thought. But I will write it however the board deems appropriate.
So that'll be a good thing to bring up at P and Z.
Okay, thank you.
And then, do we have, yep. So item number 12, Custer County extraterritorial agreement. You have Mitch looked at this and reviewed his opinions of it.
Yeah. I kind of summarized what my interpretation of who gets where the permits have to go through. I don't know if my summary makes much sense.
It did.
I was just more hoping Leah had a chance to look that over. No, okay. I won't put you on the spot. I did email it to you though, right?
No.
That is not, really, I did?
I don't think so. When?
Maybe I didn't. I thought I did.
So I know when I read the contract and then jumped back and forth on what you have, I thought you were on the spot
What was
with
that
it.
about?
When was it?
That I sent it to you roughly. I sent-
Last week, about,
Okay.
I don't know.
It was early in the week.
Yeah.
All I know is that
Well,
I just need to be able to answer a question when it comes up, because it's just been so discombobulated that,
and I kind of half wonder if we're going to be up there at Custer on February 9th, if it wouldn't be a good thing to ask, does this be put on their agenda while Terry is there, because she's at every meeting, and we can bring this up to her
okay,
on what we feel are responsibilities, send her a copy of Mitch's.
I didn't see it.
She's as selective as Dan.
Word to the wise, I save every email I've ever sent.
So do I.
so do I.
Busted.
I still didn't see it.
So see if we can get on the agenda for that? Okay,
And then I think that she needs to see what Mitch did too, to agree with what he has, what's non-contiguous to what's adjacent and contiguous.
good, okay.
And that's February 9th?
And we don't know when we're on the agenda yet, but usually you want to be there by 9. 8 o'clock's when it starts.
Yeah, it starts at 8. They'll go through, you won't be at the first section.
So I think it was 10 the last time when we were there before we got up, so that would be good. Okay, so that'll be, anything else that you guys see? Do you agree with Mitch? Did you read it? Did you concur with it? I mean, to me, it matches what the responsibilities of Custer are to what they are. And they pretty much mirror everything that we say. So, they just aren't following it. That's the problem. Chuck's bumped it twice already now, with the septic thing and then our building permit thing, our moving permit thing.
Yeah, I don't know where the moving permits fall into this.
But they usually call us if somebody is moving, like we got this one behind us that they
Yeah.
called and told them they need to go to Pennington County instead of calling us, and getting our permit. So that's the unfortunate part.
Because they were moving from here to Pennington County.
And they still have to have one from us so that we can release it from Custer County off the tax roll. Otherwise, it doesn't pick that up. Just because it goes to Pennington County, doesn't mean Pennington County is gonna relay back to Custer County. that's what they don't understand, and Gail tried to make that mention, and I don't think they quite understood, so. All right, item B is the first reading of chapter 117, transient merchants.
Ordinances are read by title only, and this is the first reading. An ordinance amending the Town of Hermosa ordinances by adding chapter 117 to regulate and license transient merchants. Be it ordained by the Town of Hermosa to enact an ordinance amending the Town of Hermosa ordinances by adding chapter 117 thereto to regulate and license transient merchants.
Any questions from the board on any of that?
No.
And P and Z, Joan, did you guys, you read this new one again, it came back at you? Nobody had any complications with that either?
That'll be on our next one, I believe, isn't it?
She didn't get it before.
Okay. Okay, so that'll be a good thing on that. All right, that being said, we'll come back to that, the extraterritorial, we'll have that, and we'll have our FYIs after the executive session, unless there's anything else that you have on there. Item 13, items from citizens. Item 14, trustee input.
Yeah.
I'll move
We
that
have one-
after executive session.
We have one for the citizen.
I have
Oh.
one.
Yes,
I won't take up much time tonight. I'm Lois Rudd and Deb Aston, and we're kind of gophers for the food pantry. And so we are going to have to find a new home. Just kind of looking, wondering if you would happen to have a space like downstairs that you walk in from outside your basement. Don't have to make a decision today. We'll come back and put this on the agenda for next meeting.
mhm,
But it's kind of a problem because we really have no place to really go. We can't really go back to the church because of the basement.
oh,
It's too many steps. We're
I
all
wonder.
gotten a little bit older, and the people that come are older, so it's,
how about the Methodist church? Did you check with their basement?
they do the food pantry there,
Oh, they do.
yeah. I mean, they do the backpack program there.
Oh.
So, but I just had wondered if you had a space like down in the basement that we could maybe pay like our utilities or whatever we would have to do. We have cabinets that are all closed up, everything's locked up, so that we can, and we're only there probably 2 days a month, half days. We go in the morning because we put our boxes together. Feeding South Dakota doesn't always have the food that we need every time. So if we can order twice a month for that, then we get what we need for our people.
Hmm.
And we probably have 17 to 20 families local. And so we just kind of need to be put on the agenda for next time.
Yeah, if you'll put that all together for that, exactly what you just put down for us would be excellent.
Okay,
And then that way we can look at that situation and see what we can provide from there.
okay.
So, no, that's excellent.
How much space do you need?
Basically just some wall space. We have, Deb, what do we have? About 4 feet by 8 in Deb's place. So we have
where the
like 3
cabinets
metal
are.
cabinets and then 3 smaller short cabinets and then the deep freeze. And so, and we can lock them all up and they can sit there, you know. Very seldom if somebody calls, I usually, or Deb will come down and we'll get food for whoever calls. We don't allow Jenny to pass out the food because that's just too handy for them to So it's probably about 6 or 7 cabinets that, you know.
Well, we look forward to seeing you next meeting.
And Lois, this is all for people that are within Hermosa, do I
Hermosa
understand?
and Fairburn.
Fairburn and Hermosa's.
We have 4 families from Fairburn. We have one lady that comes up and gets
That food.
that food and takes it to the church down there.
Nice. We commend you for your work. I mean, we appreciate that greatly for the community.
We have, I'm kind of one of the, I don't know, but we do have beautiful workers and they work hard. You know, people don't really understand that sometimes Deb drags home 500 pounds of food. So we really need to be able to walk in and out instead of up
Yeah.
and down steps.
Yep, no, yeah, with that much, that's a load, definitely.
And as I understood, sometimes you come in like on a Tuesday to prep,
Yes.
and then you hand out the food on a Thursday. But
Thursday
again, it's
afternoon.
all pretty much from 2 to 4 in the afternoon
It's from
that you
3
hand it
to,
out?
3 to 5
3 to 5?
on Thursdays. In the mornings, we go about 9 to about 11 that we do our boxes up. And so the people really don't spend time there. We meet them as much by the door as possible.
Yeah,
And so,
no. No, I like it.
And so much of it's during the time that the building's in use anyway, that they would be using it.
Right.
So
yeah.
Probably
And
the-
if we have to adjust to a day, we can switch our days, that's not an issue. Our Thursdays is really a perfect time for them to pick up, but we can change to packing our stuff on a different day.
Yes.
So we're, you know, and if we have to on Thursdays, we can adjust to that. But Thursday after school is kind of nice because people go home. It's just a kind of a,
Yeah, convenience, yeah.
with no school on Friday,
yeah.
Because Neighborhood Watch is once a month, beginning of the month.
That's at night.
Yep.
And
So,
they do that downstairs. And so, you know, and in the evening or,
yep.
I mean, so we wouldn't be in the evenings.
And then the library does their book trade thing, that I don't know if they're doing that now anymore or not. But then, other than
We are
that,
very I mean, we can do whatever we
We're
need to.
flexible.
And if
Yeah.
we need to get another cabinet to keep the food, I mean, we have to keep the food up off the floor.
yep,
That's a rule anyhow, so, we can get another cabinet if we need to, so.
probably the hardest cost you're gonna have is Terry is supposed to supply cookies for Neighborhood Watch, and a lot of times that don't happen. So, you know, we may have to have another requirement on this that,
But it's, you know, so you want us to come back when?
our next meeting will be the 3rd Tuesday of this month.
Okay,
And we always like to have the agenda items the Thursday before
okay.
that
I'll
week
get
of our
together
meeting.
with Gail and we'll,
Yep, that way then we can have that and get it presented and then get it put together.
so
okay,
it'd be
Thank you.
Tuesday the
Thank
15th.
Do they do anything for insurance then at all for you?
we are not responsible for accidents. We put a sign up and let them know that. And that's, you know, that is what Feeding South Dakota has told us to put a sign up. And we're under the church as far as the tax paper code. And so we're, you know, it's just, we've just been kind of doing awesome. We just had a wonderful benefit, 2 of them. And we, you know, and it's been amazing because 2 years ago we had our biggest benefit and it took us all through until now.
Wow,
So we were able to keep people fed with the COVID season
nice.
and really was awesome. So this time we weren't quite so much in need of money, but we haven't had a benefit and it's gonna be another whole year, so who knows what we're gonna be needing.
Nice. We like it, ladies. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
No, we'll appreciate seeing you next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to us.
Yes, thank you. Okay, thank everybody for coming tonight, and I would like a motion at 7:53 to go into executive session.
So moved.
Mr. King makes that motion, second by Schumacher. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Make a motion at 8:38 to come out of executive session.
Motion by King, second by Schumacher. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. And the result of coming out of the executive session, no actions are taken. We'll go into the final of the finance officer.
So, here's the last one.
Forgot about you.
This is the worst. I went $2,300 over on finance office in the supplemental budget. I missed it. So we're gonna get dinged in the audit. So in other words, what happened is that I missed $2,300 and it didn't cover in the supplemental budget. And I've tried to figure out how I could maneuver some accounting
Put it back in.
to put it to a different item or whatever. And there's just, everything else is just almost right on, that there's no place I can wiggle it into someplace else. So that's gonna come up on the audit. So I'm sorry about that.
But you've caught it and you'll disclose it at the audit and,
Well, I might not disclose it. I might just let them
well,
find it.
Play stupid to it.
Or what, or whatever.
So
Well, I
we
mean-
have 2,300 on the finance audit. We have the op agreement with POPs that we have to, and then we had, what was the other agreement?
Then the Hermosa Community Center. You want me to tell them that we have to follow the ordinance? And, we're gonna,
And we'll
what did we
start
decide
from
on
today.
that? Start from today? Okay.
Right, like Bob said.
yeah,
Right, that's okay.
don't penalize them, I mean.
No, no.
Okay.
What we did, and we're just gonna correct it and have to follow precedents.
Okay.
We'll hold off on pops until renewal.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, and I'll do some investigating on that.
Right, looking back on the minutes, then what wasn't there a fourth
And then
item?
the fourth one was that I need some accounting help.
Oh,
yeah.
and you're just gonna
Casey
call,
Peterson.
Yeah, I'll call Casey.
And if they have a conflict of interest, have them tell you how to figure out the conflict of interest. If they've got somebody else that's,
How much are you guys willing to spend?
Oh.
how big of a issue is it gonna be for them to straighten out?
well, it's $735 that she can't,
It could be
1,000?
10 hours, I was gonna say, maybe, you know?
Cause, it isn't gonna do any good until you get it straightened out.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
It's keeping
And
me
there's no
awake.
sense
And
in beating
I-
yourself up and,
the checkbook balance is this cash balance that isn't, so, but yeah, no, I'm having so much anxiety about it, I can't even,
yeah. Get your help, no matter what it costs, get your help and get it figured out.
okay.
And,
so Haig and Haig are still gonna be with, no, it's gonna be Haig and Dorsey now, and then Haig and Haig. Brian and Kent will be together, and Rex and Dorsey will be together.
That's what,
Oh, they're splitting?
Yeah, in the
Why?
law, you've seen that.
I didn't, I just laid it on you, I didn't put it in the packet.
We just
So
got
how come
that
they
tonight.
split?
It doesn't say.
Well, I think, see, Kent and Brian bought Rex out of the development side. So I think what they're doing is Brian and Kent are developing and still doing their law and splitting it. And I think Dorsey and Rex are just law now. So they're doing their side of the law
That makes
and
sense.
splitting up what they're going to do on occurrences. Rex and Dorsey do a lot of the accident stuff, that type of law. And where Brian and Kent don't want nothing to do with that. So I'm sure that's probably where that's headed with all of that.
There were a couple of FYI things, I don't know if you all saw those.
Yep, we haven't.
On unfortunately, Dan was supposed to be at the rib dinner tonight, and guess what? It dawned on me Sunday night in the middle of the night. I thought, wait a minute, Dan's supposed to be at the rib dinner on.
And with this
Tuesday.
meeting tonight and Bernie not here to do our quorum, and then we were thinking
Don't even
snow,
know.
they were talking snow
Yeah.
removal, and that's not supposed to come till tomorrow during the day now, but I said, there's just absolutely no way I can,
No.
as much as I wanted to be at the legislative day tomorrow,
I know.
and then be able to talk to the legislators, and my biggest push was gonna be what Southern Black Hills Water is doing to us,
I know.
and passing that through the chambers of the legislature. I'm really regretful that part of it. The ribs are frickin' fantastic. I mean, Bob would have, hog heaven for Bob.
Oh,
No,
rib
I'm
is
on
a
a
rib.
diet,
You are?
seafood diet.
I was gonna say,
Seafood
when did
and I
this
eat it.
happen?
So one of those FYIs, we have time yet, but we have to do an RSVP on it.
Is that the new one?
That's the annual
District
meeting.
9,
Mm-hmm,
and where is it? New Underwood?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yes, of course. I absolutely wanna go. If you haven't been, you need to go. They're
I
evening
used to go to
meetings,
them all the time,
and they're fun.
when
Bob's gonna
Mr.
go?
Preston was there.
I mean, the three of us should go, and Gail, and if Jill wants to go, we should all 5 go.
What night is that?
March 30th.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, so that's a perfect night.
All? Bob?
Yes.
Terry?
Looking here.
It's always a busy time, but for me, if the spring is good.
And also, just I'll let you all know that I volunteered to host the Finance Officers Regional Luncheon on March 8th.
Oh my God.
Where are you
I
gonna
know.
do that at?
Host it where?
I think I'm just gonna do it downstairs, here in Hermosa. They said, oh, Hermosa's never done it
How
before.
many people?
I don't know. Like
See,
when
if
I
you
went over
lined
to
up the
Keystone last
Legion.
week, it was only 8.
I
You
think
should have
I'd
lined
go
up the Legion.
seniors.
Yeah, but it's too noisy in there.
Oh, so it's
Oh,
like
is
a
it?
meeting you have to have?
Yeah, it's a meeting. Mm-hmm.
And what time do you have it?
10 to noon.
Oh,
So you have to cook for them?
How about the Lazy R? Check and see if you can get them.
To open up during the day.
or lenses,
Lenses are closed on Wednesdays.
Oh, are they?
but sometimes they'll do special.
I called.
Oh,
I'd rather, I guess, I don't know. Lazy or,
Maybe I could go to the coffee house.
why don't you do the coffee house?
there you go, she would.
In
She
the
would.
afternoon? What?
She
10
can,
to noon.
yeah, she can make you little quiches or whatever.
And I don't know how busy they really are.
They're busy at
But
times.
I know they are, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people. It's
Are they RSVPing yet?
just a few have.
You
So
wanna have
it's
enough.
really hard to know how many people I'm going to have until probably the last minute.
If you,
Well, I was just thinking like downstairs, and then I could.
how many usually come?
Well-
20?
I've only been to one,
Well, how many was there?
and there's like 8, but it was supposed to be snowing that day, so some of them canceled at the last minute because it was supposed to be snowing.
But I bet you'll get 20
So
in
what,
a good weather condition.
what day is this?
March 8th, I think it's
What time would you leave to go to New Underwood?
it's Tuesday.
Oh, that's a town board
Social
meeting.
starts at 6.
No,
Well, we would
It's planning
wanna
zone.
definitely probably by 4:30.
Yeah, that's
what I was Unless- thinking. I'm driving.
then we'll leave
Then
it a
it
quarter
don't
to.
matter.
Then we'll leave it a quarter to 6.
Yeah, and be there on time. I mean, we
I just gotta
pretty
cook
much
when to
hit
get
90
my
all
alarms
the
to
way.
go off.
Sounds good, I'm riding with you, Dad.
Felt like we were
She
going
couldn't believe
55.
it. Yeah, we got to wrap it in, what, 4 minutes?
Sounds good, faster.
couldn't
4
believe it.
minutes?
Oh my God, I couldn't
I
believe
mean, we
it.
were 95 all the way. I mean, I said, I hope there's no cops. You know, I mean, it was, I could make it regularly in 10
From where?
from here
Oh, hell
to
yeah.
Rapid.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah.
so that's why 4 minutes we were pulling in
Yeah.
and coming off the off ramp, and Gail's like, Jesus Christ, Manetti, you know I hate being late. I need to be at functions on time. I don't like to walk in late. And we pulled in New Underwood exactly at noon. I mean, and she wasn't even white knuckled or nothing on
Oh
that.
no, it was pretty nice cruising.
Yeah, she just closed her eyes.
Oh, we talked the whole way.
Okay, I got it 4:30 on the 30th.
So then, the hearings will be listed then for the next, so we have the well, the WRT, the Gumbo Lily, are all on one, and then we have the wastewater lagoon, Gumbo Lily on the other.
So you and Jill both for the District 9 meeting?
I'll ask her.
Okay, I put 5 of us down here. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I had all of this prepared. You want me to read what I was gonna read?
No, we're still on the tape. Just telling you.
Trustee input, Mr. King.
Good meeting. Lots of things going on. Let's just get it done.
Schumacher.
Good meeting.
I
have one from Vicky.
Oh, great.
She said she didn't attend the last board meeting because of illness. It was not her. She just was worrying because there were people that were sick in the office, and that was the reason why she didn't attend the last meeting, because she couldn't afford to be sick because she actually had surgery today, and so she does not feel like she should be charged with an absence in that instance. And I said, do you want me to bring this up in the finance officer report, or do you want me to bring it up in executive session? I don't know I don't know, as I said, I don't know if he's planning an executive session at this meeting yet. And she said, trustee input would work. If there's any discussion about my absence tomorrow night, please do it then. Sorry to give this detail to you.
She's absent.
It should have been a call, the meeting, day of. I see no action on my side of it. There's a precedence that's been set prior to, so.
So,
I
it was an
consider it
absence.
an absence,
Okay.
as the others have been too. I appreciated everybody tonight on where we're at. I think it's a difficult situation with all that's going on. I appreciate the public input. I just wish there was more background knowledge looked at before comments are put out there. And appreciate everybody's patience in all of these struggles that we're going through on all of these projects, and that we just gotta hang together to make them happen. So, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
8:52 by Mr. King, second by Schumacher. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.